Good morning from Aomori. It's a beautiful, clear day today on a Sunday, but it's not gonna help us a lot because we are leaving the city and we're gonna be sitting on trains for the biggest part of the day. Because as I said yesterday, we're going to Akita Prefecture, which is the bordering prefecture in the south of Aomori, and there we're gonna be staying in one of the most famous onsen towns in all of Japan, Nyuto Onsen. But yeah, in order to get there, we are going to be using a special ticket, the Youth 18 ticket, Station Juyachikipu, which is kind of a mini rail pass in a sense. It provides you for around $23 or $25 per day, unlimited train rides across all of Japan, with a big catch, and that is that you can only use local trains. And local trains are slow; they stop at every station. You have to transfer often, but again, you can't really beat the price. Normally, just the local train rides would cost us around 6,000 yen per person, or we're getting them for 2,500, 2,300 yen, which is a great deal, I think. And so yeah, our first train ride is going to be 50 minutes, and then we have to transfer once, twice, I think 3 or 4 times or something. But again, we're cheap, so it's worth it. And then we'll have to take one more bus, and then we're going to be at the onsen. So yeah, let's go up to the train station and use our first 2 days on the Youth 18 ticket. So we've made our first transfer here back at Hirosaki, and I thought while we are doing each transfer I'll just give you some more information on the special tickets, because it is really the cheapest way of getting around Japan. You can go from, for example, in one day you can go from Tokyo to Kyoto for around $25, which is honestly the cheapest that you can get other than walking, I guess. So first up, how to get the tickets. The tickets can be bought at major JR stations. If you are in Tokyo, for example, you can get them at Shinjuku Station, you can get them at Ueno Station, you can get them at Ikebukuro Station, any kind of major JR station. But you can also buy them at those Daikokuya stores, or like the ticket reseller stores. These are kind of stores that sell more or less second-hand tickets or something, but it's mostly people who have tickets left over or who get tickets because they're shareholders and who don't need them. They sell them to those stores, and they sell them at a slight discount. So we bought our tickets there, and we got them around, I believe, 1,300 yen cheaper for both of them. It's not a big discount, but you know, it's completely legal, it's completely safe, and you will get the same tickets essentially. Those are the major 2 ways of getting the tickets. Right now we have around 15 to 20 minutes before we have to get on the next train, and then it's going to be 1 more transfer or 2 more transfers, and then we're going to be in the place that we want to go to. But yeah, I'll let you know some more information on the ticket a little bit later. So now on our second transfer, we've made it to Akita Prefecture, which is the prefecture that is known for the very famous dog, obviously. And this town, actually, Odate, is, as we just found out, is the hometown of the very famous Hachiko dogs. If you've ever been in Shibuya, you know the Hachiko dog statue. Apparently this is the town where the owner got the dog from. So a lot of Shiba statue or Akita statues around, and there's also a visitor center where apparently they have a really cute Akita dog, which is where we are walking right now. But yeah, continuing with the advice on the Youth 18 tickets. Essentially, if you want to use the ticket, it has it's essentially used as a stamp system. So you get 5 days worth of travel on one ticket, and every day you use it, essentially you get 1 stamp on it. It doesn't have a limit as far as You can use it on non-consecutive days as well as consecutive days, since that is very different from the JR Rail Pass, obviously. And essentially what you do is you just take the ticket and you go to the counter of the JR. You don't go through the normal ticket gate, but you have to go to the manned kind of counter next to it, and they will just stamp it for you. And then for that one day, so until midnight on that day, you are able to use the ticket. And every time you get out of the station, you just show it and you can get in, and you can do that as often as you want. So like we are doing right now, essentially you can just go outside at any time, you can go back in, and yeah, it's a really convenient way to travel, and you can find some really like rural local places that you didn't know about, for example like Odate. So yeah, let's go check out their very cute Akita dog inside the visitor center. We are now at Morioka station, our last transfer, or at least our last train transfer. We've had lunch, which is in Morioka. There are 3 famous noodle dishes. One is wanko soba, which is kind of like a food challenge where they just keep piling on soba into small bowls until you are essentially full, and you just tell them to stop. And then there's another one, which is ramen, which is kind of like a Korean-inspired dish, which is kind of cold noodles in like a soup broth with some other toppings. And then what we ate, it is, what is it called? Jajamen, which is a Chinese-inspired dish. It's essentially like hot noodles with miso and meat on top, and you mix it and you eat it with some different toppings to your taste. And once you're almost finished, you essentially crack an egg into your bowl. You mix the egg, and then they will fill it up with hot water, kind of creating a soup. It's kind of like a second dish. And yeah, it was really good. For me at least, Chile didn't like it. And this is gonna be our last train. And now continuing the talk about the Youth 18 ticket. As far as the logistics go, so as you can see, sometimes you have a lot of time to transfer in this station. We have 50 minutes, but it depends on the train entirely. If you're going from Tokyo to Kyoto, for example, you have to oftentimes transfer within like 2 or 3 minutes. So you have to essentially get out, run to the next train, get on. So yeah, that happens often. But yeah, otherwise I would recommend leaving early. For example, if you're leaving from Tokyo, if you're leaving from Tokyo to Kyoto, what you can do is you can leave at like 5 a.m. and then you would essentially arrive there at around lunchtime. So you kind of don't lose a day. But yeah, otherwise you can go as far as from Tokyo to Aomori in one day, or from Tokyo to Kyushu even, but you will be sitting on a train for the entire day. So yeah, it's up to you really. But you can go to a lot of places. The best way to figure out where to use the Youth 18 tickets is to go to a website called Hyperdeer. I'm going to link it down below. And there you can kind of type in your starting point and your last point, and then you have an option for more options, and there you will just unclick everything except for the very last local train, and this will show you kind of the route that you can use with the Youth 18 ticket on the JR trains at least. And yeah, we're gonna have another 1 hour train ride ahead of us, and then we have to transfer once more to the bus to finally lead us to our onsen for the night. we've made it finally after our 6-hour journey. We have made it to Nyuto Onsen. This is a very popular, as I said, onsen town or onsen village or hidden onsen, however you want to call it, up in Akita Prefecture. And this is our room. Gonna be our room for the night. Typical Japanese style room. So we have our kind of seating area here. We have an extra seating area here. Let's have a look at the view outside. Not too bad. You can see the parking lot. As you can see, it's very snowy outside as well. And yeah, this is gonna have. We are gonna hop into the onsen later. I think this one is gender separated this time, so won't be able to enter together. And unfortunately, all of the other onsens in this area, like the day trip ones, they are already closed down. Usually at around 2 to somewhere between 4 or something. And we won't be able to go check out those today. Maybe tomorrow. And then yeah, we're also gonna have a really nice buffet dinner at 6:30, a little bit later. But yeah, for now we're just gonna unwind and then hop into the hot springs. And I'm also going to finish the thing that I was talking about the entire day, the Juhachi Kipu. So summarized, the ticket is very good if you have time, essentially. And if you are at the right time in Japan, because I forgot to mention that the ticket is only available during holiday periods. So that is spring holidays right now from March to April. It's also available in the summer holidays and in the winter holidays. But outside of those times, they don't really sell it. And yeah, if you have time, if you want to save some money and you want to maybe experience some different places that, you know, all other people see when they are traveling by train or by plane or whatever in Japan, then that's also a good option. And yeah, we're gonna continue using the ticket for the next few days as well. But for now, looking forward to hopping into the hot springs, and I'm gonna show you the dinner footage a little bit later. Finished dinner. What did you think about?
Good, but not excellent.
Yeah, it was okay. They had some local food like what's it called? Kiritampo, which is kind of like a hot pot nabe with like a special kind of mochi.
And there was a tofu cake, kinda.
Yeah, like a cake. Yeah, tofu cake. I don't know. It's some kind of like special dish here. It wasn't really good, but yeah. Otherwise, it was in a buffet style, so you could choose whatever you like. So if you found something that you like, I really liked the daikon in like beef broth. That was really good. They also had freshly made tempura. But yeah, it wasn't the best food that we ever had at a ryokan, I would say. But I think more important here is kind of the atmosphere. If you look outside here, you can see nothing. You can see nothing. It's just snow and lamps, and then all around darkness. And then also the bath, I guess that's more of the atmosphere, why you would come here. And yeah, they also have some ice cream that you can take into your room, so maybe that's a plus. But yeah, for the rest of the evening, we're just gonna do what you normally do in a ryokan, which is nothing.
Relax.
Yeah, relax. Roll around in our futons, and then maybe hop into the hot springs a little bit later. Maybe if there's no people around, I can actually show you what they look like. And yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we are going to be checking out here in the morning, and then we're gonna continue down towards Odate Prefecture. We're gonna be staying in just a small town, Kamaishi, because 2 days from now we're gonna be traveling through like some parts of the of Iwate Prefecture and Miyagi Prefecture that were hit by the tsunami almost exactly 10 years ago. We're gonna be visiting like a memorial museum, and later on we're also gonna be continuing further down towards Matsushima. We're gonna go see some very special islands. But yeah, for now that's gonna be it. If I can show you the onsen, then I'm gonna leave you with the onsen footage, and I'll see you again tomorrow.